Hi, I'm Kangana Ranaut, and we are shooting here for ELLE India's July cover. Well, my landmark moments are in my life are not the usual ones where people just got something and had some material achievement or things like that. They're very special moments. When I was a teenager, I was fighting against harassment from somebody who was abusing me, and I went to cops and I sought help. And my life was very toxic around that time. I was a minor, and that has been a victorious, glorious moment because I sought help and I got it. And that way, I could actually, for the first time, I took a very strong stand as a teenager, and that has been very important turning point of my life. Since then, I've taken charge of my life, and I'm living the most wonderful life. That was first, I think, turning point. And the second would be my sister had a terrible accident, and when she survived through it, she's an acid attack survivor. I've seen her through that, and every achievement of her life, whether it's her becoming an entrepreneur or her marriage or her child, everything to me is very special. So those are also landmark moments for me. And third would be, yes, I've won many national awards, but the one which is most special to me is the one which came around the time when I was fighting a legal battle with my ex, and he was calling me names, and everyone was questioning my my character and who I was. And it just landed around that time in the month of May when he had filed a suit on me, and it was such a poetic justice that it felt so special, and I value that award a lot, that specific award. And I think fourth would be the most glorious time of my life when I found my guru. I was spiritually very, very lost, and I hit a roadblock. I have actually been guided by a very special being, Swami Vivekanand, but after a time I hit a roadblock, and my spiritual growth was not going anywhere. And then I found my guru, Sadhguru, and that has been a very special moment. And the fifth one is yet to come, so I'm waiting for it. It was very hectic, but at the same time, it was the most involving and the most passionate thing I've ever done in my life. I've never been so involved, even in any of my relationships ever. And when you work as an actor, you're such a small part of the entire process that you always come like a guest and go back home, and the work continues. But being a director, everything begins with you and ends with you. It is enormous responsibility to be directing a film, and I felt like the mother of the universe when I was directing a film. I had a crew of 200 people, and we had like warfares, and we had the very elaborate sets, and I felt so responsible. And when it all came to an end, I had to come to terms with it. You do get a kind of withdrawal feeling that where are all the people who needed you every day. There were so many people who needed me, but then suddenly everybody disperses and there's no one around. You miss them. My mother has a lot of patience, and she is somebody who likes to absorb the pain of the world. She's somebody who would not speak up and would keep things in herself and would suffer because she feels that is the ultimate thing of being a woman, that you can take pain. At some point I would love to be like that, but I'm not like that. I still haven't got that from her. But yeah, I mean, she's quite great, but I could not be like that. In my growing years, because I've started working at 17, so I've had huge influence of characters that I've played. So to begin with, characters when were offered to me, and they were extremely sexist, and there were characters which were very, very degrading for women itself. They led me to do things which are liberating for women and feminists. So like that, I think my character from Queen has had a very strong impact on my life. And what I stand for and who I want to be. Those been the shaping years of my life. And then another person who, at a very young age, I read a wonderful book called Women Who Run with Wolves. So I think its author, Clarissa Pincotta, is she's somebody who's I've never met and I've not seen any of her interviews. I don't even know what she looks like, but I am extremely fascinated, and she's been a great influence, and I'm in awe of her. And she shaped up a lot of my beliefs about being a woman, and a lot of her teachings or her philosophies are being comfortable with feminine but not in a masculine way. She makes you feel so good about everything that a woman is, and I think that's been a good influence on me growing up. And of course my characters like Manikarnika, when I get deeply, of course you know about Rani Lakshmibai, but when you deeply study her for years and when you play her, it brings you so close to her, so she can influence you in a great way. Yeah, I mean, there are so many actors. You know, what we are today as an industry, it's a collective effort of many who have been here before us. So there is not one person. I mean, what women, as women, we suffer is, I truly believe, it's a consequence of women who have been quiet for too long, and the glorious, the position, or the whether it is the place that male counterparts of us enjoy, it is also the hard work of the ones who have given them literally on platter. Because when a hero starts out and he gets one big hit film, he suddenly goes into the kind of salary they start to remuneration they start to draw is unreal. So yes, we are a result of people before us, and I truly believe there's been great actors, but one who's timeless, and who's whether it is his art, his craft, it was timeless and still withstands the test of time, is Dilip Kumar, and of course Mr. Bachchan. And there's been phenomenal women, but in terms of acting skill, I'd say Shri Devi. She had a kind of spectrum, she had a kind of range which very few women showed. A lot of fun. We are I think this is a beautiful countryside, and for me to work with great team and to have got good pictures. I'm an artist who's a sucker for beautiful subtle things, and we had great team. We got some good pictures, and I look forward to maybe frame one of those in my house.